She's back. Good morning. Oh, let's see. That seems to be set up differently. Is that okay? Yeah, I think that's okay. Maria. Good morning. I don't understand what this means. View request. Go live. I don't think that's what you want to do. I don't understand what that means, Maria, when it says that. Sorry, everyone. I'm going to talk to you later, Maria, okay? All right, day 1 of 11 days of being limitless. We started this work yesterday on the full moon, which was this idea of identifying, seeing the boxes that we put ourselves in, and then working to free ourselves from them. And I was thinking a little bit about this morning, and I decided to call this 11-day practice Limitless Living. That was my morning brain, just like, how do I put this into context? But I realized that while it is all about freedom, this concept kept coming back to me. And there are these 7 principles of Huna that I studied at one part of my life. And the second principle is there are no limits. And it was something that we spent days and days just like exploring and understanding. And it felt like this container to hold this practice. And so I don't proclaim to be an expert on the 7 principles of Huna, but they are beautiful philosophies for living. And so this idea of there are no limits kind of opens us up to seeing the boxes and the ways that we're limiting ourselves, which once we do that, then we can step into ultimate freedom. And so over the course of the next 11 days, I'll just share some thoughts about the boxes and other ideas of how we limit ourselves. And I thought I would just share one yesterday. I was talking to my husband after the full moon practice, and I said, so did you have any insight into, any boxes that you find yourself in? And gosh, I could talk a long time about boxes, and so I don't want to take up too much of this time. But there's a post on Anahata's Instagram page that talks about boxes, and so the archetype of the box. And so I encourage you to go back and look at that if you want to kind of dig into it more deeply. But one of the things that he said that my creative work is not the only important work I do. And he identifies as a creative person, but I know that it's hard when you're not always able to do your creative work. But I kind of felt like you could insert anything into that. My blank work is the only important work that I do. Really as a way of honoring all that you do. Everything that you do is important. And if we can step out of that box, that limited mindset, then perhaps it frees us, right? It gives us the freedom to just be and do whatever feels right for us in the moment. Okay, so we are going to work with an affirmation. I am free, I am free, I am free. And that will be our little affirmation for these 11 days. And so we'll begin our practice. I invite you to just place your hands onto your heart center, centering into your seat. Spine is nice and tall, crown is lifted up into the infinite. Connecting to your breath. And then thinking, speaking, or whispering to yourself our affirmation. I am free, I am free, I am free. Breathing that in. And exhaling. Good. We're going to begin as I usually like to begin with a little breath work. I like to do a rapid breath. If rapid breathing doesn't feel right for you, do slow, deep breathing. You can keep the arms up. I like to do this because it expands our heart center. It kind of opens up our energy around the heart space. So you can hold the position like this, or you can just rest your hands there. We're going to do it for a few minutes. If it's your first time doing this position and a rapid breath, definitely take it slow, pause, just listen to yourself, right? It's always about your practice, your body's wisdom. So when you're ready, you can begin. And basically, I just call this a rapid inhale and exhale through the nose, balancing the inhale and the exhale. If your nose is stuffed up, you can breathe through the mouth. And again, as I said, if a rapid breath is too intense, just slow it down. You don't have to go as fast as I do. Amazing, halfway there. Just keep up doing whatever feels right for you. The fast breath can work a little bit like a fire starter, kind of gets the heat flowing in the body, helps to wake us up. But if you're not quite there and you want to just be in stillness with a slower breath, that's great. Last minute. Good deep inhale. Hold the breath. We're going to interlace the hands just to give our bodies a nice big stretch. You can stretch, lean from side to side if that feels good. Just open up, open up. And exhale, sweeping the arms down. Take a few breaths here, just letting the breath fall back into its natural rhythm. And then we're going to move into some spinal flexes. So I like to come onto hands and knees for this. You could do it in a seated position also. Just opening up the spine. Inhaling, flexing the chest forward, opening the heart. Exhale, pushing spine in the opposite direction. Inhale, open. Exhale, flex. Thinking about the spine opening, all the energies moving. So as you're feeling called throughout these 11 days, if you have any insights about the boxes that you are either identifying for yourself or even society, I think society is kind of locked into some boxes right now, but feel free to share them. For me, it's helpful because for me, the thing is seeing the box, right? Box is everything that is known, everything that is kind of comfortable for us. And so we live inside of it and we don't actually see the box always. So hearing from others and the boxes that they identify can actually help me. We can help each other see our boxes. And some are fine. Some boxes are fine. They're necessary, of course. We can't be totally unlimited. But some aren't serving us. So giving yourself some freedom here to explore wherever your body wants to open. Moving shoulders, head, neck, hips. We'll make some big hip circles. I was thinking how even words are boxes, right? Like they're intended to express something in the moment, express meaning, express experience, but they're limited often. So there's so many. All right. We can just drop back into a little child's pose here, pushing into the mat, relaxing down, just breathing into your hips. All right, we're gonna come onto our backs now. I invite you to come onto your back. And I'm adding two things for those of you who have been here before. I'm changing it up a little bit. We'll keep rotating a lot of the postures into the practice. But we're gonna get a little punchy with our practice today, which I think is, it's like this idea of like we're breaking out of the limits, right? So the first little move we're going to do is a pistoning with our legs, which is actually going to work on our core a little bit, right? So as with all of our core practices, if you want to tuck your hands underneath your hips to protect your lower back, you can do that. Sorry, this camera angle is a little weird. For some reason, my phone's set up differently today. Or you can just keep your hands by your sides. I'm going to put my hands under my hips. And we're going to piston the legs out. So you're just going to alternate your breath with your leg movement. Also likely to create a little heat for you. And if it feels intense and you need to take a break, just lower the legs down, take a break, come back into it. We're not going to be here super long, but we're going to give ourselves an opportunity to really push back against our own limits, which is often a great metaphor for how we are living in our life. When we can push back a limit that we feel in our physical practice, then it helps to strengthen ourselves so that when we are confronted with a limit in our kind of daily life, we can muster the strength to push through it. All right, just about 30 more seconds. Hang on if you can. Good. Relax the legs down. Just let yourself breathe here. Good. I want to just give one caveat in that I am somebody who's like a little bit, what would you say? I like to challenge myself a lot. And not everyone feels that way, and it's okay if you don't. But there have been moments in my life, we're going to come up to standing, where I've done kind of crazy things. Like I recently posted about a 55-kilometer cross-country ski race I did. But it's like once you do these things that seem impossible and you do them, suddenly like your world opens up. And what I have found is you can actually get that experience in a short little yoga practice or workout practice. Okay, so standing, we're gonna give our arms a little workout here. So punching, just like our legs. Try to put some force into it if you can, if that feels good for you. And if you happen to be frustrated about anything in life, if you have any anger about anything, now's a good time to get it out. Just punch it out. Good, inhale, pull the arms back, elbows back. Squeeze the body tight. And exhale, release. Okay, just gonna open up the arms a little bit more. You can hold the hands in fists, or you can connect one of the fingers together in some way, holding the hand in some intentional way so that they're not just like hanging out. So I'm gonna hold my thumb and my forefinger together, and we're gonna do backward arm circles. Inhaling up and exhaling down. This is great for your lungs, which is always good to be thinking about taking care of our lungs. It's also a heart opener. And for me, it also helps our bodies kind of experience this like freedom, right? It's like how often do we just let ourselves go in big ways? And so it's also like this idea, even though I don't feel like a bird right now, I kind of feel like I'm swimming backwards. But it's this idea that we have these wings. All right. Inhale, arms straight up. Exhale, shake them out. And we're going to do just one more minute in the opposite direction. So hands held in an intentional way, inhaling back, exhaling forward. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, shake them out. Good. Shake the body, move the body, whatever feels right. We're going to come back into our seat to just honor our stillness for a minute. I've gone much longer than I normally do, but the first of the 11-day series typically takes me a little bit longer, so hopefully that's okay with everyone. Letting the breath fall back into its own rhythm. Letting the body settle in, reconnecting to your foundation. Perhaps dropping the awareness down into the earth, connecting to the earth's vibration. All that the earth provides to us. Spine is straight. Eyes are opened or closed. Hands are resting comfortably. Breath is just natural. Just being with your breath and revisiting our affirmation. I am free. I am free. I am free. Taking a nice deep inhale. Exhaling. Closing with some gratitude, I invite you to bring your hands onto your heart and thank yourself. Thank yourself for listening to your own needs, to believing in yourself, to believing in your limitlessness. Thanks everyone for joining today. Mondays we go back to 7 a.m. The practice will be slightly different. We'll be incorporating different things. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I hope you have a most beautiful day. Ciao!